Lodge was my hero. There are no two ways about that. And years ago, when I came out of the army, I decided to write to George Lodge and ask if I could come. I sent him some drawings to start with, but he criticised. I said, would it be possible for me to come and see you? Now this must have been 1948. And I wrote him and I said, if I came up, could he spare me some time? And he said, yes, certainly I can. He said, come any time. I'm 88 and seldom wander far. And I went up to see him, and we had a long discussion, and he told me, showed me lots of things about painting and the books and the studio, an absolutely fabulous afternoon. And then about 6 o'clock in the evening, it was in November, if I remember correctly, he said, I'll just walk down that little way down the drive with you. And I had to walk down to Camberley Station. This was at Hawk's House, Upper Park Road, Camberley. And two things he left in my mind. He said, we painters, which pleased me immensely, and he put his arm on my shoulder, should be allowed to live to be 1,000, and then we might get an inkling of our trade. Mm. And I shook hands with him and I thought, how kind the old boy to put his hand on my shoulder and say, we painters. Mm. And that was one of my most heartfelt memories of George Lodge. The other one was a slightly lighter note. Was I called on him one afternoon. We had tea of these little tiny sandwiches with Brenda Lodge. And while we were having tea, he said, oh, Treleaven, he said, you were in the army, weren't you? I said, yes, that's right, Mr. Lodge, I was. Oh, dear, he said, what a pity, what an awful pity. You should have come yesterday. I had another military man here yesterday to tea. I said, did you, Mr. Lodge? Yes, he said. He was a fellow called Allenbrook. Mm. And Allenbrook was, of course, Chief of General Staff during the war. He was a Field Marshal. Mm. And actually Lodge painted all the birds of prey for him in a special series which was sold only quite recently.